hit the field, blast off, watch them all fall. This is AFC North Talk. Got me hype, it's about to be a touchdown. Got the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and the Browns. Are you listening? It's time to get it hype. Tune in when the season poppin'. Yeah, we going live. Hey, knock 'em out. Hey, first down, going hard. Yes, indeed. AFC North Talk. Let's go. Hey, AFC North Talk.
Welcome to another edition of AFC North Talk. We here, we live. The poll is out there. Mr. J-Rock there with the green screen. For anybody
I'm in a better mood today. Anybody have any questions about my contract?
He ain't talking about no contract. He is not.
Hey, by the way, Ravens fans, are y'all burning up? Are y'all cawing down there? What y'all do? Like y'all. What y'all do, Sonny? What's y'all sound? What's y'all?
The thing is, I mean, you hear the Raven sounds throughout the stadium, right? But we do.
Y'all about to crow up?
Yeah, we hear the crow and all that, but we
don't get flocked up, Quincy.
Hey, boy, they about to flock it up.
Hey. I'm feeling good today. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I left this show on Tuesday, and I was telling my wife, like, you know, Ravens fan here predicting a BBB. She's like, "What is that BBB?" So I had to go explain. She's like, "What's wrong with that?" It's like, you know, I'm superstitious. And these people here, and I would give her the background, like every time somebody predicted a BBB, that always backfired. Then people would try to predict the BBB to screw the other one, and it will backfire.
You had to give your wife all of this AFC North Talk lore.
Yeah, I gave her all of it. She watches for now and then, but she didn't know what was the big deal, the BBB. I'm like, yeah, it's something.
There's one way you can reverse it, Sonny. You gotta grab the chain out, dog. You gotta do
that. Yeah, you gotta get that chain, dog. Get the chain.
The chain is it suffers some mishaps because my daughter started playing with it. So the chain is not.
We have not seen the chain ever since, man.
Now, when did that mishap with the chain happen, though, Sonny?
When we moved here.
The second half of the season.
Yeah, about that. Yeah. We moved here. We moved here in October. So
right around the offense got everything together.
Maybe. I'm not gonna get baited to none of this. I did look. I did bring. You see this?
You brought your Super Bowl hat out.
I did bring for last year's Super Bowl, and I'm hoping it doesn't backfire. That's all I'm gonna say.
Is that like a good luck hoodie? Because I've never seen you wear like a red hoodie on this show. Like it's got to be like.
So this is orange.
Oh.
Project Rock.
Oh.
On sale.
Well, you're wearing Brownies colors. Or is that Bengals colors? Orioles colors. That's not a real baseball team.
What? No, don't play with me. I love my Oreo. The Wizards, we can talk about the Wizards another day. We have a couple super chats already.
What's up with the city of Baltimore naming their team after birds? Like, y'all like a really bird-like city? Like, what's up with that?
The thing is, rarely you see Orioles. You rarely see it, but there's it's so old, right?
I'm about to say to be born and raised here. Like I've seen very few Orioles. Like
I thought what is
native to like Baltimore that you could like the crabs.
But you see a whole lot of them damn crows. That's what you do see.
You see crows,
and they look like ravens.
And they look like ravens, but it was because of Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. So Raven. Anyway. Ray right here says, "How many more BBB predictions will we see from Ravens fan in chat today?"
I think they spun on their energy. They shot their wad early. I don't know if they got the juice. I don't know if Raven fans are like that to bring it for 2 shows back to back. I don't know if they got it like that. You know, I think that was just them off the high of the other teams losing. Like, do Raven fans really got that juice to show up 2 shows in a row? Ace, I don't know. They ain't like that. Raven fans ain't never been like that for real. You know, they've always been like regular fans.
Raven fans, this is a bait.
This is Q's favorite super chat.
They've been pretty fair. They've been pretty fair weather too. I guarantee you. Like I said, they lose.
That's crazy. They're not gonna let you say that, Jay.
You're not gonna like
that. They're gonna find him. They're gonna find him in West Baltimore.
J-Rock's permanently on the show.
Now you on the Aaron Butler list. He gonna follow you everywhere.
You go around the city now,
Yeah.
you see the purple flames. Everybody got jerseys and hats.
Yeah, purple, man.
When they
Yeah,
leave,
the Ravens fans are really just like Commander fans that got bored.
yeah, they gonna throw that right back in the closet.
No.
Okay.
Nah. We're not. Look at that five. The thing is, the problem is in the past whatever many years, there's not many losing seasons for the Ravens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the 1 year where we were 5-11, that was the year that we got Stanley. People still went to the stadium. I follow every single game, and most people were following every game, getting pissed off. And then I think we were, well, at least for me, it was like, I would get mad, but not mad like any other year. I'd be mad, and then I'm like, okay, this is better for the draft pick. But I'd still be upset that we lost. I was happy that we swept the Steelers that year.
Yeah, but it's completely different when they number one team in the league and they got good record.
So you saying, hey, J-Rock, you saying they just like Golden State Warrior fans?
I mean, like I'm saying what I'm saying. Like I said, when they
saying
doing
that
good,
Miami Heat fans.
Wow, you saying they LeBron fans? It's
Ron, LJ. There's some parallel. No. I would say this.
Hey,
there are true Ravens fans. Don't get it twisted. There are true Ravens fans.
Oh, absolutely.
And there is a segment in their fan base that came with Lamar. They were not Ravens fans before Lamar Jackson got there.
I don't know how all this started because I was just trying to get some super.
It's a small segment, but there are some people because when Lamar wasn't playing, those are the ones that you saw like selling out last year.
Yes. Hey, so the Louisville fan base came, follow Lamar, and took the Ravens as their team. I agree with that. A lot of Louisville.
All I know is that Browns fans always super chatting. Win, lose, tie, they always in that chat. Bengal fans be there too. Steelers fans, I ain't gonna lie, we don't be seeing y'all when y'all be losing, dog. Like we had a hard time. We had to go through 2 different holes. Like it was a little difficult. It was a little difficult.
What happened to that one dude? He stopped showing up. He was like Steelers forever.
Like, you know what? Father Dismas. I think he's a Steeler fan. He shows up every week. He does. Got to give him his credit.
Not gonna lie, I'm not
gonna lie, Raven fans. Your best one that you got is Nova Stone, and that's not a good representation of your fan base. Y'all gotta step it up, man.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of games or a lot of years when my team not doing good, Steelers fans kind of dissipate a little bit on the time.
So you're saying what you were claiming the Ravens were? That's what you
no. As far as
Sonny. You ever been to a Steelers game?
We gonna show up. We gonna.
You ever see a Steelers game? No, you ever go to a Steelers game and you up 14? It's like there's nobody there. And then they get up by 3. All of a sudden, they back. Like with them towels, like, where was y'all for 3 quarters? Silent. We couldn't even tell y'all was here.
Throw that Renegade on, and that's it.
That's the worst song I've ever heard in my life, by the way. Like,
I think it's about time for a rematch.
Yeah, I need to get something harder than that, man. Well. Come on.
Can we admit now that black and yellow didn't age well? Can we admit that now?
I didn't even have a lot of Ravens fans go up there to Pittsburgh and say, like, man, that environment is completely different, though. It's completely different. I ain't never been to Cincinnati or Cleveland to watch a game. But,
Hey, we are undoing the booty beat down curse right now.
Yes, you are. So I'm letting you. I'm allowing all this because
look,
I think I'm getting some of this out.
I'm just saying, the Raven fans usually also show up in the super chat, so we're gonna have a pretty quick show.
So Rayback here says, Q, what are your thoughts about the Bears interviewing Cliff Kingsbury for their OC job? By the way, for context,
Bears are who I thought they were. I told you they were dysfunctional. They out here interviewing Cliff Kingsbury. You can tell me, oh, Q, that don't mean they gonna hire him. The fact that they're considering him. And honestly, I'll tell you the truth right now. If the Browns considered hiring Cliff Kingsbury for their OC job, I would call them out for being dysfunctional too. Because again, name me the quarterback that got better under Cliff Kingsbury.
I will argue Caleb Williams last year.
Caleb Williams last year? You mean the worst year of his college career that he just had this year? Yeah, the year before he was fine when Cliff Kingsbury was still with the Cardinals. You know how we questioning whether Caleb Williams was going to go number 1 overall, but we wasn't doing that a year ago?
Yeah,
who showed up to USC? Cliff Kingsbury doing what he do. By the way, took us 8 weeks to remember that Kyler Murray might be a franchise quarterback. That now all of a sudden Arizona not considering trading for a quarterback because they got Kyler Murray without Cliff Kingsbury for like 2 weeks, and it was like, nah, dog, Cliff stunk. He don't stink. I'm just saying, every quarterback, you know who he got his start off of? Johnny Manziel. That's what started the Cliff Kingsbury thing. He had that hot year with Johnny Manziel, and they called him a genius because of what Johnny Manziel was doing. And we found out that Johnny Manziel wasn't doing nothing that Cliff Kingsbury was asking him to do. So what is this man known for? What is he good at? What has he ever proven that he is good at? Other than marketing.
Well, he was the friend of McVay. That's how he got hired, right? Isn't that how he got hired?
Huh? Oh,
He
no,
was
that's how he got the
McVay's
job in Arizona because he said he kind of know McVay. McVay didn't even say like, yeah, that's my dog for real. Like, no, McVay was like, yeah, I ran into him at a convention. Like, he's a scammer, dog. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, you know, I know McVay. You know how people be like, yeah, I used to smoke with Snoop Dogg. Like, that's how Sean McVay and Cliff Kingsbury knows each other. Obvious cap. He's such a liar, dog. Like, hey, but shout out to the Bears because if they go after Cliff Kingsbury, dog, that tells me they about to trade that pick aside Joe Flacco or some dumb shit like that. So thank you, Bears, for being who I thought you were.
Well, I think the idea is to draft Caleb with him, but like you said,
he was so bad.
He wasn't good. I'm questioning if he's that good. Like, I look at a couple of Caleb Williams games.
Had us talking about him looking like Pat Mahomes and a combination of him and Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
You were the first one that told me that, yes.
NFL in his junior year. And it took 1 year with Cliff Kingsbury for Sonny to be like, I don't know about that. That's how bad he is. Dog, Pat Mahomes went 10th overall simply because he stayed with Cliff Kingsbury. That's it. Pat Mahomes. It's Pat Mahomes. By the way, couldn't win the Big 12 with Pat Mahomes.
The Big 12.
Couldn't even get to the Big 12 championship. Pat Mahomes. Crazy. He had Baker Mayfield. Like, Baker Mayfield was like one of the best college quarterbacks of his era. Couldn't do shit with him. Lost him to Davis Webb. By the way, Davis Webb threw for 4,500 yards at Cal once he got away from Texas Tech. By the way, check what his numbers were at Texas Tech. Nothing like they were at Cal. I'm just saying, literally every quarterback who's ever started for Cliff Kingsbury, better off without him.
Better sign Greg Roman is what you're saying.
Greg Roman at least gonna get you a good run game.
Yeah. Okay. So Aaron Clay here says, Sonny, who do you want next, Pat or Josh Allen?
Ooh, now that just redid a lot of damage that we just undid.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I'm like, why would you phrase the question like this?
Hey, look, we done threw 3 picks,
y'all
and then y'all gave up a kick return. Like, it's nuts. Who you want next, though? Who you want next, Sonny?
Aaron.
Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes? Who are you rooting for?
I'm rooting for
this game that happens after yours.
Whoever's in the schedule, we'll take care of it. That's what.
Who you want? Who you feel you match up better with? Do you want you get them at home either way? You know.
Yeah. I don't know because Josh Allen on the road, he likes to give those picks. Pat Mahomes.
Come on, man. You know that
Pat
answer.
Mahomes.
You don't want no Pat Mahomes.
Nobody wants Pat Mahomes, man.
Only people who want Pat Mahomes are Bengals fans. That's because they're petty.
You know,
because they're petty.
They want to prove a point.
You were saying something.
You know, Buffalo and Baltimore got the M&T connection. Might want to try that one.
What is that M&T connection? Oh, because they both had the M&T bank sponsorship. Yeah. There's only one bank though.
You might not want to see Mahomes on that.
Yeah, bring whoever. Oof. Okay, Joe J Rock. So this is from Alpha God. Shout out to you, man. Should the Steelers draft a QB late and get Justin Fields? Will Justin Fields survive this division?
Justin Fields, go get him.
If you get him, why would you draft another guy?
Yeah, it's no sense in drafting one.
Hey, no, we wouldn't draft another guy. We would use those.
Yeah, he's saying that draft.
We need to use them for.
You got to trade for Justin Fields,
yeah.
right?
He's saying to get Justin Fields and draft a late round quarterback.
That makes no sense.
That makes zero sense.
Could Justin Fields survive this division? It depends if he's in the right situation. I don't know if Pittsburgh's the right situation for him. I don't know if they've showed enough willingness to commit to forming an offense around the skill set that Justin Fields has. And it's not just like, okay, he runs, but it's like moving the pocket, letting him be mobile, letting him take those shots down the field that he likes to do. Just like getting out of that conservative offense that they've been in. That's my concern with him in Pittsburgh. But if he's in the right fit, he can fit and play well. Pittsburgh's right now the only team with a big opening at quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, like if they put him in the right situation, you get the right coordinator with him. I believe in Justin Fields' ability to survive in the North. He's athletic and he's bigger than you think.
Zero.
I mean, that's literally kind of like the next step. I think that, like I said, we got to go get Fields and let his abilities kind of like take us to that next level. I think we're even Snoop said it. You know, I was watching an interview with Snoop there earlier, and he, you know, was mentioning how our offense is stuck in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? We have a old type of mentality as far as like how we move the ball. And I mean, everybody else has now got mobile quarterbacks. It's in 2025, really. At this point, you know, we're just behind. So, I mean, I think we need Fields. The offensive line ain't blocking and holding that long for any quarterback that we got now. So having a mobile quarterback is only probably going to help us. I mean, you know, to not only stretch the defense, but to make the defensive not stack 8-9 players in the box. Because, I mean, you just throw it right over top of you.
Yeah, he wasn't here when I told J-Rock, bring Justin Fields and run the Giro offense.
They about to bring Russell Wilson. I don't know why y'all.
Russell Wilson.
We don't want Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Russell. I endorse it. I endorse it.
Pittsburgh country.
Wilson.
Let's ride.
Let's
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that, dog.
Hey, yo.
hey, here we go, nation. Let's ride.
But with the Roonies, I can see them doing something like that. Yo.
Here we go.
On his last leg, and he already on his way out.
I endorse it.
Big Russ.
I endorse it, man. You won that bet. You already had the young guy in Kenny Pickett.
We don't.
You won that bet.
Real question, J. Rock. Russ, healthy Russ, or Kirk Cousins coming off of the Achilles?
I'll take Kirk Cousins.
Wow.
I take because at least you know what you're getting, yo. Like you go and get Russell.
Like you might talk yourself into Russ.
Russell Wilson would look amazing. He'll look like a potential MVP candidate for 3 games, and then the rest of the games he'll be like, "Yo, like what happened?" Like,
dude, Russ. You imagine
Russ running past the line of scrimmage, throwing the ball, getting like illegal forward motion. You be like, "What are you doing?"
Russ with Pickens.
Ooh.
Fields and Pickens. We like that better.
It'd be like Boss and Brady. What if they was both ass?
Yeah, we good on Russ.
You don't want to see Russ and Airmail George Pickens? Could you imagine George Pickens and Russ try to fix that? Like what that conversation would go like?
I don't want to say it.
Russ, you're not.
Hey, I need that in season Hard Knocks.
Any kind of thoughts or notions to go and try to get Russ, I hope they just throw that right out the window.
Could
you imagine Mike Tomlin and Russ try to like figure something out? Because like Russ ain't the type of man that Mike Tomlin gonna understand, man. Like Mike Tomlin gonna be there 4 weeks into that experiment. Like I don't get this dog.
Yeah, Tomlin messing around don't even like Russ.
He like I told him we need to work on some film stuff. He told me to call his agent. I was like, what?
Dude, can you imagine if Clinsbury joins the Steelers and Mike Tomlin? Ooh, that would be nasty too.
Oh man, that's nuts. Hey, I couldn't think of a better combination.
That's crazy.
I bet you could.
You would have never thought that the Steelers would be begging to have somebody like Todd Haley back instead of who they got right now.
No,
that's crazy.
If they do, Ace, think about this. If they had a guy like Clinsbury, they already had Allen. They already had Allen Robinson there. I
don't know because somehow
for Q.
Somehow they did something with Austin. I don't know how Austin was good for y'all because he was trash.
He was fast.
Complete garbage. Not Calvin Austin. Not Calvin Austin. Not Calvin Austin. Terrell Austin.
Terrell Austin. Yeah.
You know who Terrell Austin is?
Yeah, Terrell Austin is
Yeah,
like,
He is responsible for the
and I was
Bengals
disappointed.
having
And
one
I
of
was
the worst
disappointed with
defenses ever.
Yeah, and I was disappointed with how bad his defense has looked all year. And then for you to get into the playoff game and you like cheesing on the sideline as your team getting whooped by 21 points.
He was letting teams have like 500 total yards on us like 3 or 4 times.
I mean, every week. I mean, it didn't matter who it was. It could have been.
It's like, all right, here you go. Want
it
some
could have
yardage?
been Lamar Jackson, or it could have been Bill Zappi. It don't matter. Like you'd be like, yo, what is
hey man, somebody pounded the table and said, you know what this defense needs? Pat Peterson. That was Terrell Austin.
Y'all was able to hide him because Flores was there. Y'all was able to hide him because Flores had his influence, and then Flores left, and then you got
somewhere. Plus, Tomlin is a defensive coach, so I mean, like he has some influence on that defense.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, he not like that, and I mean, like he just been bad. Like I said, this
it was
signing,
so bad for us.
Pat
Marvin
Lewis, Wallace was some of the worst signings.
It was so bad for us. Marvin Lewis had to take over on defense. Marvin Lewis ain't coached defense since the Ravens. He had to take over on defense.
I would take Marvin Lewis. I would take Marvin Lewis over Terrell Austin.
One last game of start, sit, sub, right? If you had to sub somebody in, if you had to start somebody, and if you just had to sit them or release them, right? Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, Mason Rudolph.
Start Winston. Sit Rudolph, trade.
What? Russell Wilson better than Mason Rudolph, dog. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not, but I mean, like I said, he's not consistent.
Look, I don't think anybody's doubting if Russell Wilson's better than Mason Rudolph. But is he good enough to make you not want to make it worthwhile dealing with Russ?
He's not consistent.
Nope.
If that is a lineup for Mike Tomlin, he's gonna be like, you know what, Fox, I'm up there.
He's like, you know what? I would rather go under 500. Like if this is the cost.
Yeah, you might as well just have somebody that's gonna throw it up. I just rather have Jameis throw it up. You gonna throw it up all game.
Hey, look, you ain't never gonna be bored with Jameis out there. You ain't
got Calvin Austin. Go ahead and just stretch the field.
You could be 2-14 and you gonna watch every game.
Tomlin saying, "Hey, we're gonna go victory," and then Jameis like, "Nah." Najee needs some yards here too.
Yo, could you imagine the celebration dances in the locker room with Jameis in there with Mike Tomlin? Look, Jameis gonna bring the fun out of everybody, man. Look, the locker room problems y'all had last year, that's gonna happen with Jameis in there, dog. Look, George Pickens ain't gonna be hating on him on Instagram or something like that. You ain't gotta worry about that, man. Bring in Jameis. Let Jameis get a chance.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so Ravens Nation here says, how much you think Dalvin plays? I think Dalvin Cook's plays more than what the general public may think. The general public might not even remember that he's in this team, but way less than what Ravens fans expect, because Ravens fan thinks we have Dalvin Cook for the Vikings. I think he will be on the field for like 10 plays. That's what I think.
Do you think he fumbles?
I about to say, don't he got a fumbling
problem?
Ravens
got to be signing Zeke next year. And they always getting all of these running backs that were good in like 2016.
Yeah.
All these years later.
I mean, they famous for that too. They grabbed Dion at the end of his career.
Le'Veon, Melvin Gordon. I'm telling you, Zeke going to the Ravens.
Freeman played well for us 2 years ago.
He Devonta Freeman. Yeah, that's what started it off. That's what started it off, Devonta.
No, real talk. Y'all know Khalil Mack going to end up on the Ravens next year, right? Like that's happening.
If he's a free agent, I definitely him. Look, I think him, and if Chase Young wants to revise his career, bring him too.
Now he's far too young for y'all.
It's a 1 year deal. It's a 1 year deal.
Yeah, no. He's in his 20s.
Clowney,
not doing that.
Clowney.
What do you mean?
I know. Well, listen, Clowney Van Noy had career year. Chase can look at
Chase needs 2 more teams before he plays for the Ravens to revive his.
I don't care.
It was like 30 is young for a Raven. That's young for a Raven.
Dog. Yeah. Usually it's like what's Justin Houston doing? He needs a third revival. Like
it's for the outside backer position.
Yeah.
But hey, they produce. Yeah,
they could get Khalil Mack though. They definitely could get
Khalil Mack. Yeah, who else is good? Who else is old that we forgot was good?
I might as well go pick up Richard Sherman.
No, he retired.
I need help over there.
They don't have a good history of old corners.
No.
No.
It's the outside backer. It's the outside backer.
It's
The
that.
outside backer.
The edge rusher too, man. They
Yeah.
got the guy they got this year from used to
Van
play for
Noy.
New England.
Van Noy.
Yeah, Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah. Record
Yeah.
year. Career highs.
That's
Hey,
what
man.
happened. I don't know what y'all
Ravens
doing
are
up there,
waiver
man.
wire free agency champs. Like, they are really good at that. Just getting like dudes off discounts because they got cut.
Yep.
There you
I've
go.
been up there to the facility. Sonny, you been up there?
To Owens Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah, Q has been there too.
Yeah, they put coke in the wood up there or something.
It looks like one of them places where you like go to like relive your youth or something. Like, it just looks like one of them like rehab camps. Like, it's really beautiful. It looks like a castle. Feel like the water is cleaner. The air just is. I don't know what they did, where they put it, but it don't feel like that's in Baltimore.
No, it's not. Well, it's not. It's not in Baltimore. It's like it's very outside of Baltimore. Owens Mills.
It's
I mean,
outside.
it's close enough.
I remember I got in Graven's car to go to practice that one day, and it felt like I was in Get Out. I was like, "Where are you taking me?"
Yeah, because it's remote.
It might be them type of activities going on in there. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful place. Love the castle. Okay, so Aaron Clay here says, a Browns fan and an OSU fan feels to Pitt is my worst nightmare.
I know it is. Because he'll tear up that AFC North. I'm trying to tell you.
And then
get that dual threat. You get that dual threat.
Well, that
you can't stack them people in the box no more.
He's way better than Kenny.
Hey, J-Rock, how bad you gonna be with Justin Fields doesn't run and he just throws unders all season?
I'll be highly pissed.
No scrambling. He just
especially all the highlights I've been looking at. I'll be like,
you be like, man, we should get some read option going. Is they gonna be like, nah, dog, we gonna have him send this. We gonna have to throw this screen.
Can't wait for him to take off and run. Like you say, you're doing a whole bunch of screens and
you're gonna convince us. Well, it's just the preseason. They don't want him to get hit. That's why he not running and doing nothing like that. Then 5 weeks into the season, you're gonna start asking some real questions.
That's why you need Giro, man. Professor Chaos says, Q, how would it affect your fandom if the Browns hire? Look, you just need to know that the rant video that is coming out is gonna be award winning.
I ain't even going to rant, dog. They know how I feel about this. Like, look, my fandom's not going to be affected. My team does stuff I don't agree with all the time. That doesn't mean I'm going to disown the team just because of it. But, I will state that I think it's a stupid decision. And if it ends up being a dumb decision, the consequences going to be what they are. I'm not going to feel bad for anybody. Because if my dumb ass can see that Cliff Kingsbury's not good at coaching, how do they, with all the resources that they have? So,
Yeah, your GM is too smart for that.
I don't.
I respect him. He's too smart for that.
If Jimmy Haslam were making this decision, it would be possible. But
although that's a decision for Stefanski. Although I think Stefanski is, I think it's.
I highly doubt Stefanski would be like, who I need to bring in.
Well, the other thing is, does the OC really matter in Cleveland? Right? Like,
I think it matters because those are the people who collaborate on the game plan and structure the offense with him, right? And I think that's what needed to change. I don't think they had any people with enough of a voice in there that was different than what Kevin wanted to do to advance the offense where it needed to. And I think that's what's going to be good. You're going to get somebody to push the offense forward, add in some of that motion stuff, RPO stuff. Like, Kevin might still end up calling plays or he might not. But I think just having somebody with that different influence is going to push this offense more into the modern era, because as good as it was to see Joe Flacco out there, he shouldn't have been this familiar with the offense. He should have been like this, just like what I ran with Gary Kubiak 10 years ago. And I think that was a wake-up call for a lot of people. They need to get this thing into this decade.
Yeah, the one player I don't think, or the one OC that I don't think will play is Bieniemy, because I think Bieniemy needs to get to a coach that is like Tomlin, right? That is defensive side. Because what Bieniemy
needs to go somewhere where the coach don't got no reputation.
Yeah, well, what Bieniemy is trying to prove is Reed didn't make me, right? And look, the offense looked worse without him, and that offense was essentially the same players this year.
And he got 4K out of Sam Howell.
Yeah. So I mean, right now, it looks good for him. But if he goes, let's say McDonald, not that I'm campaigning for this, McDonald leads the Ravens. He's a defensive coach, right? He can go wherever McDonald goes. Mm-hmm. He can be the OC, and he knows I'm running the offense. And if that team wins and that offense is good, he can then get his next gig.
Yeah, the only thing that I could see Bieniemy wanting to be here for is because he does have a prior relationship with Kevin Stefanski. They did work together in Minnesota when he was there for like 4 or 5 years, so maybe they're friends. And also he and Deshaun have a great affection for each other.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's talk about this Ravens game. I'm gonna give you the injury report, and then I'll let y'all talk first. I had a video out there to say my thoughts. I'll say it here too, but for now, I see the only player out, Jerry Hughes, for the Texans. Marlon Humphrey is out for the Ravens, and Tylan Wallace.
What are you out with? What Marlon Humphrey out with?
That don't matter either.
Calf.
Calf. One big ass shoulder pads ain't helping nothing.
And Mark Andrews is back.
Mark Andrews has been full practice.
Ooh.
So he's trending as he's gonna play.
Is that gonna mess up the chemistry that Lamar and Likely have been building?
It might. This is my opinion is if Mark Andrews plays, he should be in a pitch count, right? So he should be, because he's coming from a big injury. So you say, I don't know, 20 snaps, whatever, how many snaps, right? And
pitch count in the playoffs though?
Yeah, because you have Likely. You have Likely, right? And Likely has been playing well. If you didn't have Likely playing the way he is playing, right? But even, I'm not saying a hard pitch count. You know how in baseball they say like, nah, you can't pitch more than 20. As soon as you head to the 20 pitch, they're like, pull him out. Like if you need him more, you put him. But I think that's what I would do. The other one that might come, he was full practice this week, was Darius Washington. He plays slot corner. He's a safety that plays slot corner for us. Plays pretty well slot corner. And without Humphrey out there, corners aren't a premium. So just for context, I'm going to go with you, J-Rock, first. What do you expect out of this game?
Hey, Ravens coming into this division game against a young, hot, hungry Houston team with a rookie stud at the helm. I don't think that they'll kind of like blow it away as far as like Houston. I don't think that they'll kind of like run away with it. I definitely think it's going to be a thing where though it's going to be Houston's offensive line against Ravens kind of like linebackers or their defensive line. And that's going to kind of be the key phases of the game. But also, you know, the Ravens aren't that good in division winner games, especially coming off a bye week. So, I mean, I'm eager to see, you know, what they're going to do. I mean, those are the facts. I mean, you can look it up. That
was the one time. That was the last time. That was the last time.
The last time? I mean, I got at least 2 since Lamar been there.
The only time we were on a bye was 19.
Correct. I thought you meant division games, but yeah. So even on the bye, like I said, that was 19 when they you know fumbled that one. But they're not good after they come off a division game. So I mean, hopefully they can get their offense rolling. It's gonna kind of have to be that as far as like them being able to win the game. I know I have to keep that passing attack going. I hope for y'all's sake, Mark Andrews come back and you know the chemistry is continually going and they can all catch the ball because well, I know every time they played Pittsburgh, they had the dropsies. So I mean, hopefully they can, you know, continue to play well, you know, that they catch the ball, do good. I think it's just going to come down to who's going to execute better, especially on defense. We know what Houston's defense look like, and we know what they look like after they have played an AFC North team for the first time, even if they lost. So, I mean, that second time coming around, don't expect to see the same Houston. I think, like Ace was saying last week, that Houston that we seen at the beginning of the season is not the same Houston. It's not the same CJ Stroud. So, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's gonna be tough. Like I said,
so what are you predicting, Jay?
For Money Man Lamar and his sake with getting that money, man. I hope we win because right now he's 1-3. But yeah, I still got Houston winning this one though. I got them winning 23-19. It's gonna be close, but I think Houston gonna outlast them.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Ace.
Yeah, I think this game comes down to a couple things, man. First, let's start off in the trenches. I know Sonny's a trenches guy. This game is definitely going to be one in the trenches. As I've stated before, Houston is quietly good in the trenches. Like they don't, outside of Laramie Tunsil, you don't see anybody that's like jumps out on paper, but as a unit, they're pretty good. And then obviously we know Baltimore is one of the top sack total. They have one of the top sack totals in the league. So can they send the blitzes through? I know he doesn't blitz that much, but can he get to the quarterback in this game? It's going to be a chess match between CJ Stroud and McDonald in this game. I've seen CJ Stroud throw a lot of defensive coordinators for a loop. So that's going to be, I think, another matchup in this game. Who's going to win that chess match? The other matchup that I think is very important, I will say this. I think the Ravens offense has definitely been effective this year, but I think some of that has been contingent and tied to Zay Flowers, right? And you've got Derek Stingley that will probably be shadowing him, I'm assuming, because if I'm the Texans, I'm shadowing Zay Flowers. I'm not shadowing OBJ. I'm not shadowing anybody else. Like Zay Flowers is going to be a key, I think, to Baltimore winning that game. Whoever wins that matchup between Derek Stingley and Zay Flowers, I think, has an effect on this game. The Mark Andrews, obviously, he's going to be a guy. He's going to be a factor. So it's going to be interesting how they use him in this game. But given his health history right now, even though he is Mark Andrews, he is that guy. I'm not sleeping on him. But right now, we know Zay Flowers is 100% healthy and stuff like that. So I think that defense versus the Ravens offense, can they contain Lamar? I don't know if they can. Like, I think DeMeco Ryans is a really good coordinator. I'm interested to see what he has cooked up against that Lamar Jackson attack, because we all know Lamar Jackson can single-handedly win games by himself, right? Even if Zay Flowers isn't open and he gets out into the open field, he can go and pick up the first down, or he can go in and ad-lib and extend the play. Another factor is how much is the rust going to play a factor in this game? This is a Ravens team that hasn't really played like that in 2 weeks. Now, they did play some of the defensive guys, but from an offensive perspective, they've been sitting there while the Texans have been playing, the last couple of games. So how much is rust going to be a factor in this game? The weather doesn't seem to be that much of a factor in this game. It's going to be cold, right? But it's not going to be snowy conditions or anything like that. Can the Ravens establish the run? That's going to be something here, because we know that Houston likes to establish it, but Houston also likes to get those big plays with Nico Collins based off of the play action and stuff like that. So can the Ravens establish the run? They don't have Keaton Mitchell. Gus Edwards was good for them early in the season, but they've kind of shied away from him. He hasn't been super efficient with the carries. They kind of found that with Keaton Mitchell to be the guy to get those explosive runs. Can Dalvin Cook be that guy for them? It's something that we're going to have to figure out here and see. I think when this playoff started, I honestly felt like the only team that had a chance to eliminate the Ravens was CJ Stroud and the Texans. I think if the Ravens were to play like a Pat Mahomes, even though it is Pat Mahomes, or a Bills, I could see them beating them. The one team that was a wild card for me was the Houston Texans. So the way that I see this game going, I'm going to give Houston the upset here. I'm going to say 27-26 Texans.
Oh, you going with the Texans?
Q? Yeah.
I'm going with the Texans.
Wow.
Go ahead, Q.
Yeah. The Texans are an interesting team. They are still a young team. I wonder if that's going to be a big issue for them. And the Ravens, they seem like a team that's been taking care of business all year. When you look at the trenches matchup, the one thing to watch is like Laramie Tunsil did get banged up a little bit in that game versus Cleveland. And will he be 100%? That's going to be something to look at. And also one of the things where, the Browns kind of play you straight up on that deep offensive line. So they were able to hold up well. But the question with Houston is, can you confuse them? And TJ McDonald will confuse you. So that might be something that becomes an issue for CJ Stroud and that defensive line, where it's not going to be straight up like Cleveland. We're just going to try to get pressure. They're going to try to confuse him, and they might have a better chance of that. I think this game's going to be a lot more low scoring than anybody is anticipating. I don't think this is going to be a 20-point game. I think this is going to be in the teens. Because I also think when you flip the other side of the ball, Lamar Jackson is one of the few quarterbacks in the division that did struggle versus those Joe Woods 4-2-5, if this then that zone heavy, cover 3 Legion of Boom schemes that the Browns used to run when Joe Woods was here. Like, the Browns were able to play some good defense against him more often than not when under Joe Woods than not with him. And that was shocking because Joe Woods kind of stinks. So that tells me that the kind of scheme, and that's the kind of scheme that the Houston Texans run. They run that same 49ers / Legion of Boom style defense. D'Amico comes from San Francisco, same as Joe Woods. It's that style of defense. So they like to run that style of defense, and I do think that has an effect on them. Now, I don't know if they have the linebackers to cause as much havoc that they want, right? They don't have those super rangy athletic guys. Like Denzel Perriman is absolute liability in coverage, so I wonder if that's going to become an issue. Do they have the extra corners and the safety play to be able to hold up? And that's where I think the Texans are just a bit too weak in, right? When it comes to that safety play, when it comes to getting extra DBs on the field to try to keep up and match up with Lamar Jackson's speed. And I think Lamar Jackson will be able to make enough plays with his arms for sure, but with his legs to be able to inch this one out. And I think the Ravens are going to win this one by a close margin. Maybe we talk about somebody, Sonny, that it's been long overdue to have a conversation about. We haven't talked about this person all year. Do you know who I'm talking about?
JT.
Justin Tucker. We ain't talked about him all year. And I think it's about time. I think we're due for a Justin Tucker conversation. And I think the Ravens will win this game. And are we doing the other playoff games too?
Yeah, we'll go through it after this one.
Yeah, well, I think the Ravens are going to win this game. I think the Ravens will win. They're at home. They're a more experienced team. They're more used to the physical style of play. The Texans might be off of, like we talk about, are the Ravens going to struggle and be rusty coming off of their double bye or whatever? But are the Texans going to be too high after such a big victory over Cleveland last week? Like, that's also something to consider. And I think the Ravens are just more equipped, more experience in the playoff setting, and they're gonna have a chance they're gonna be able to take care of business.
More experience.
1-3.
I know the numbers ain't, the math ain't math.
Well, no, the experience is there.
If you're saying
play the games to be 1-3,
I think if you're saying Harbaugh,
so yeah, like saying Harbaugh, hey, look, Mike Tomlin's very experienced in the playoffs despite not winning very often.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, but even Lamar
3-9, we got a lot of experience.
Huh? Who? Yeah. Like TJ Watt's got experience in the playoffs.
Wait, 3-9 percentage wise. 3-9.
What is this 3-9 number? What is this?
The Steelers.
That's
okay.
But 3-9 is literally the same percentage that Lamar has.
Literally
the same percentage.
Divide by 3.
Yeah. The same percentage. Tomlin and Lamar. 20%. Anyway, let's not talk about Tomlin right now. This is what I'm thinking about this game. Look,
hey, Andy Dalton had a ton of experience in the playoffs.
As
losing.
As a lot of people will tell me, a lot of people have told me is, y'all play the Texans, but that wasn't the same CJ Stroud. That was not the same Texas team. And I agree with that. Week 1, rookie QB, he has grown a lot. Kid has grown a lot. Kid looks good too. He arguably is one of the best in the AFC, one of the best QBs on the top half. We're talking about the top half of the league. He's definitely already in the top half of the league. The Ravens team is not the same team that you play in the week 1 either. There was where we talk about Tom Monken, people getting the kinks on the offense, people understanding how the offense was working, the inner works of the offense, right? This team was trying to gel, and the first half of that year, right? We talk about a lot of people were sleeping on the Ravens because, people Bengals, on the Browns. You're talking about other teams because the Ravens are that offense wasn't looking.
They
The defense
sleeping
has
on
been, the defense has been consistent basically throughout the year, but the offense took a minute, right? Q said in the offseason, y'all think it's gonna be easy to just plug and play this offense. It was gonna take us a minute, and it did. It took us a little bit of time. So, as far as Texans are not the same team, the Ravens are not the same team either on offense. And then we talk about this team, and my points similar to you, Ace. I think one thing the Browns did. So for me, when I was trying to figure out how this team, I look at that Browns game, right, and not how the Browns play offensively, because that's where they have their injuries, right. It's unfair for me to judge the Browns offense against the Texans defense, but how that defense of the Browns, what did they not do? And the first thing that the Ravens need to figure out is how to create that pressure with the 4 and 5 that they have been bringing, right? They bring 4, they bring 5. They haven't been able. They haven't been bringing 6 or 7 much this year, or not much since Wink. But bringing 5, when they bring 5, they sometimes bring that corner blitz, right? They disguise. Kyle Hamilton does it a lot. Mollett does it too, and they are very successful in that. So can they create pressure on CJ Stroud? That's how you start making a rookie QB look like a rookie. If you're not gonna put pressure on CJ Stroud, on the other hand, then things can get interesting. Also, the running game against the Texans, you need to make sure it's non-existing. Browns did a good job on that, right? They barely, Singletary really didn't get going against the Browns. You need to be in the same boat. You need to, because CJ is deadly, but he will be more deadly. He can play action you as on top of normal passing, right? So make sure you don't allow that. And then the splash plays, you cannot allow splash plays. If you're here allowing 50, 60-yard completion, then you're gonna have a long day. We know the corner on the defensive side, the corner is the most hurt position right now. We're thin, right? With no Marlowe, you putting a Darby on the outside. Rock just seeing that nobody wants to see him on the field. He's the third corner. We're hoping Darius Washington is there in the slot. I think this is a game that you might want to bring Kyle Hamilton. He's been playing more safety on the free safety side, but this is a game that you might want to bring him down a little bit and put him back to that slot corner and positions, right? Because then you can use it on the receiver coming out of the slot, and that will help alleviate some of the corner depth that you have right now. On okay, so on the offensive side, look, where the Browns, we talk about Stingley and how Stingley, I believe it was you, Ace, and if not, I apologize. He said Stingley basically stopped Amari Cooper. I don't know if it was you that said that or last.
Yeah,
Cooper had like 5 or 6 for like 70 in that game, and he was hurt half the game though.
Not on Stingley. Anytime Stingley was on him, he didn't allow a reception.
Yeah, but he only got targeted 6 times. He had 5 receptions, so like I don't even think Stingley was on him that much.
Yeah, so my point with Stingley and this defense is Lamar, and throughout this run, you will see Zay Flowers games that he had 2 receptions for 30 yards, and the Ravens won, right? And then you will see in that game that Nelson Aguilar will have a bunch of yards and receptions, or you will see Odell, or you will see Babe. The thing with the Ravens, and I like this type of offense, by the way, although Sonny here is craving a big-time receiver, and I'm craving a big-time outside linebacker, edge rusher, right? To be completely fair, on offense specifically, my favorite offense is an offense that gets distributed. It's not one receiver heavy. And in this offense, when Mark is here, he gets the bulk of the targets. But since Mark hasn't been here, he has been just distributing the ball to whoever, right? And that's what I would like to see from the running backs to the receivers. And that takes the effect of Stingley out of the equation, right? Because if you were just one receiver dependent and Stingley can just shut that receiver down, now you're like, what the hell we're going to do? More than that, the Texans struggle against another position, and it's the tight end. I think this goes to what Q was saying with the safeties and the linebackers. Those are the players usually get matched up with the tight ends. Our tight ends are really good on man, and they're really good on finding the soft spot on the zone, right? So
Wait, did I just make a bet on Roquan Smith?
you know you're on the road train. Anyway, so I feel like more than our receivers, people would like to talk about our receivers. I think more than our receivers, I think the tight ends will be critical for the Ravens in this game because that's the matchup I think that you can exploit even more against the Texans. Stingley's a good corner. This is not me indicting Stingley. Third, another player, you talk about JT, a player that needs to come in and ball out. Morgan Moses. This is where Williams likes to line up on the right side of the line. Morgan Moses and the O-line needs to figure out how to contain and slow down because we talk about CJ being a rookie. Williams had a really good game against the Ravens in week 1, right? He had pressures. I think he had a sack in that game. So Morgan Moses, in my opinion, is a very important piece in this game. O-line trenches are critical. Both sides. You have to pressure. You have to protect Lamar. You have to pressure CJ. You have to protect Lamar. Look. At this point in the AFC, NFC, we'll talk about the NFC. In the AFC, we have 4 really good quarterbacks, 4 good teams. The Texans made it. They played well. They're legit, right? They beat a really good Browns team. I think these 4 teams in the AFC can beat each other any given Sunday. But I think the Ravens mentality, what happened in 2019, hurts too much still in that, and the guys that are there in Harbaugh, right? So I think they're coming focused. They're not going to allow what happened in 2019 happen again. I have it at close to. I have it 24-14. So that's super high score game. I have them pulling at the end with a late touchdown to just basically ice the game. But a very good game. A game that the Sonny's going to be here with his heart rate high. But I think the Ravens, at the end of the day, take control of the game and win this game. Another thing that I forgot to mention that Ace mentioned is the running game. We need to establish the run game. It's something that we have done good, not great. Good, not great. So we'll see. We definitely see.
One thing I want to say though, Derek Stingley lined up against Amari Cooper on 35 snaps. He was targeted once and it was incomplete. He shut Amari Cooper down in that game.
I don't know if that's like if he was targeted once. I feel like a lot of that had to do with.
That means if he was not targeted, that means he was not open.
Yeah, he still got 6 targets though. It's not like he got no targets in that game. Like he got 6 targets in the game. Still got open. They still got 60, and then he played limited.
They weren't against Derek Stingley though. They weren't.
You can't call a game in which a wide receiver has 60 yards. He got clamped.
But like, that 60 yards was not on Derek Stingley. You were saying the exact
opposite thing with Rick Woolen, where you were like, he really wasn't on him that much, and he didn't get targeted.
How he wasn't on him 35 snaps though. 35 snaps is a lot.
How many of those were passing sets though?
I mean, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like 13 of those could be
down though.
Like actual 2 passing sets.
Let me add some context too. Also, right? Like. From Stingley to I forgot the guy's second.
I mean, we talking like Stingley wasn't the AFC Defensive Player of the Month.
We also gave up 230. Like, what were the stats for that game too? Like, you can't just ignore what happened in the other game too.
But even more, right? Like Stingley and CB2. Forgot who the CB2 is right now. I'm blanking on this dude's name. Steven Nelson. Thank you. Oh, the difference in how these two play. You consider them considerably, right? Like the gap is big, right?
Yeah.
So I think, what would you, especially Stingley's not traveling with Amari Cooper, right? I don't have the 22.
He usually doesn't travel, but last game he traveled with him. That was like
Amari.
He's done that.
How many snaps did Amari play in that game?
I don't know.
I had no idea. But Anyway, regardless, and for the Ravens' purposes, I think we distribute the ball to a lot of different receivers. I can see they have no impact in this game, and there's impact on the passing game. And then we have a couple super chats here. Ray Rax here says MKC mentioned Clint Kubiak, Zach Robinson, Scott Turner as names to look an OC, but said if Kevin Stefanski want to lure, then he may have to include play calling duties for them to take the job.
It depends on the person. Not every offensive coordinator wants play calling duties. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if they're really gonna go after a bigger name too. Like, I think they might just want fresh faces in there.
Yeah, I mean, Clint Kubiak worked with him over there, and Clint Kubiak's not a big face, so that I can see Clint. Anyway, Striker Jack One says, "Q, you ready to be on the top right for a while? Air might be thin
Top right
on that elevation."
No, we getting healthy. We coming for that spot right there. Not cool just being up here, number 2. Oh, man, it's better than what we were. No. We taking that spot. We taking that home playoff, and we getting that bye week. Okay, that's what we trying to get next year. Not no number 2. Yeah. Hey.
Nova Stone here says, "Why Ravens scared with the bye? Tom Brady once was
Went
12. Oh, went, I guess. Yeah, went 12-1 after the bye. Tom Brady super shot still in 2024. Nova Stone, your brand, man. That brand.
He ain't even hyping up Lamar Jackson. He a Raven fan right now. What's up with that? What's up with that?
He's a Tom Brady fan, then a Gap, and then Ravens fan. Tam Bakley says, "It is weird to watch Sonny wear orange. Best background, J-Rock."
Sonny and the dog. Hey, look, Sonny just like Joe Flacco.
Oh, you forgot the second half of that chat.
No, what was it? I said it. I see J-Rock something. I forgot.
J-Rock the background.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. I said it.
I gotta ask J-Rock a question. I notice every time we see your background, you have football playing on the TV behind you.
Yeah,
correct.
How does it? Is that just you got football on there, like on a YouTube channel, or
no? It's the NFL Network.
Oh, the NFL Network.
They normally.
I don't ever see like I don't ever see like a talk show on there from NFL Network. It's always like an old game from like 2005 on there. Is that like NFL Network classic?
They normally be like the games of the week. Like whatever they play during the week, it normally be that week.
Does that TV just straight stay on NFL Network all day?
Basically.
No. Right now, I'm watching the Knicks game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Wizards are playing right now. I don't even know.
You're not watching that. Stop acting like you watching that. You're not watching.
I watched the Wizards. Look, this is how I watched the Wizards. I put the game, and 20 minutes after, I'm cussing, and not even because they're losing. Again, I'm good. We rebuild and all this. It's the lack of.
Here's how bad the Wizards are this year, dog. The Cavs beat them by 20 without Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. And I didn't even feel good for the Cavs. I was like, how do Wizards fans do this, dog? Like, it's hard.
Like they've been doing it forever. I think the last
win season, it was like in the 70s.
Butler, Antoine Jameson on it.
You know what? I missed
John
that because no. Talk about.
What was the last time you were proud to be a Wizards fan?
So
Never. Joe was on there.
With John Wall, remember Paul Pierce was there, and Beal. That was fun.
Wow! I called bank. I called game.
Yeah, I called bank. Yeah. But if you tell me which team that you missed that grit, like Aaron Butler, and Jameson, and
Antoine Jameson, and
those guys play hard.
Hey man, they were so entertaining when they got swept by LeBron.
That's fine, but they play hard. What I mean? Like I missed just stick them.
They would talk some stuff. Like they would make the first round interesting for the Cavs.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Deshaun Stevenson cooked y'all, man. He got y'all cooked.
Yeah, that's okay. At least these guys play with heart.
I know. Hey,
look, he has no heart, which it just kills me. It kills me.
Shout out to Gil because LeBron cooked him in his peak of his career. He is still like, you know what, man? LeBron's different. He not on the hater program that Paul Pierce is on.
Straight cook.
Ray Rack here says Ravens fan in chat are still on the blowout score. They just are super chatting the score. They'll let Stroud go off, Ravens fans. I had seen now BBBs. which makes me happy.
There you go. Y'all being composed today.
And the panel here predicted 2-2. So that makes me more happy.
Deadlock.
I predict. No one's here says I predicted LJ to win MVP when y'all rank Burrow 1.
Did we all rank Burrow 1?
I was the only lone survivor in 1.
Oh yeah, you went. Yeah, well, I mean, like, to be fair, in the summertime, it was Burrow 1. Like, just like it's probably going to be Lamar 1 this offseason, but it was Burrow's offseason, and he had just came from the AFC Championship game, and the Ravens just had an exit where Lamar didn't play for the last 6 weeks, and he wasn't even getting the contract yet.
Yeah.
Quick question: Is 34-16 a BBB?
Yeah. 34-16. Is somebody predicting 34-16?
Someone super chat that though. It can't be a BBB if it ain't.
If it's not super chat, didn't happen.
It sounded like Sonny had a BBB. You know,
no, I didn't. I
scored. You went by 2 scores, man. That's not a close game.
Hey, Sonny did hit us with the "we gonna dominate at every phase of the game. We're strong in the trenches. Our quarterback's the MVP." That being said, we'll win by 1 point.
He said it's gonna be. He said it's gonna be close, but then we're gonna get another touchdown at the end and win by 14.
I think. No. I didn't say 14. No. I said 24-14. So by
okay. Double digits.
Yeah. So this is, if you think my prediction will be basically we're gonna be up by 3 for most of the game, and in about 7 minutes left, we're gonna score a TD, and that's what we're gonna.
I misheard you.
By 10.
I misheard you.
How many plays will Roquan Smith make in this game? Over under at set at 1.
Man, we don't know. More
than 1. Come on, man.
30, we also got 35-10.
It's not super chatted that it happened. Ray Rag here says, Q, you don't have to worry about the Browns signing Bill O'Brien. Ohio State just made him their new OC. Ooh.
Are you serious? Ew.
Ohio State did that?
It's gross, dog. By the way, if you're wondering what Bill O'Brien was up to, if you ever watched the Patriots, said who was in charge of this at quarterback? It was Bill O'Brien. Yeah.
So, nasty. After that, I thought he was never coming back to football. No,
Bill O'Brien was so bad at that job this year that they gave the job to Gerard Mayo.
Shout out experience.
Shout out to Bill O'Brien, man. Shout out. Hey, look, we could rely on you being terrible, homie. Hey, oh my goodness.
By the way, it looks like the hoodie might come to Atlanta.
Yeah, he gonna be out here getting lemon pepper wet.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
Well, let me get those lemon pepper wet wings.
Hoodie without quarterback. We'll see. Ravens Nation here says, Ace, our Lakers are so depressing this year.
Very depressing, man. We're going to see what happens, man. I don't know.
Usually when the Bengals are down, the Lakers pick you up.
Not this year.
It ain't happening. Nope.
It's not happening this year.
They don't sound like you believe it's coming at all. Are you in fire Darvin Ham?
They're not going to do it. I think they should because he's just playing musical chairs with the lineups right now.
You know who you might need? Jordan Poole. He might help.
Jordan Poole? No, I'm good.
Come on, man. He's a championship vet.
I am super.
You want Coos back?
He barely hold these wizards up.
They could use Coos.
You want Coos back?
Nah, we already had Nick Young before, dog. Y'all can keep Jordan Poole.
Swaggy Pete, nice.
Okay, well, let's pick the rest of this tree. By the way, the lines this week are kind of crazy. We have the Ravens minus 9.5, right?
I'm taking that line. I think that game is going to be close. Like, no matter what the result is.
Yeah. And then you have Packers 49ers, Niners minus 9.5. So who y'all have?
Okay. Packers 49ers?
Yeah.
I got the Niners.
Do you get the over 9.5? Or close?
Yeah, it's not going to be close. I don't think so.
Okay. How about you, Ace? People are looking at you because you're perfect.
This one depends on is Jair Alexander going to play or not. He's questionable as it stands right now. That is major because he's one of the best corners in the league. If he's not there, they have Debo and Ayuk. There's no way that they can slow those two guys down without him at least being there. So I'm going to say that he's not going to be 100%. So I'm going to take I'm going to take San Francisco. I think this game will be close, though. I think San Francisco is barely going to pull
So
this
you
one
take
off.
Packers plus 9.5. But
I think Jordan Love is going to ball. I think Jordan Love's going to ball. If Brock Purdy messes around and throws one of those interceptions, they could be in trouble. But I'm going to take the 49ers.
Here's where
I was gonna say, yeah, Ace made my
yeah.
point.
Jordan Love, though, he be having them games where he be just like giving it up. And I feel like he played too good last week. Like it's about to come
back to earth.
Yeah. Like he about to remember that he was playing the Cowboys.
Them boys.
By the way, is he younger than Kenny Pickett, Gerard?
Say it again.
Is Jordan Love younger than Kenny Pickett?
I think so.
That's crazy because Jordan Love came out in the 2020 draft class. That 2020 draft class was like that. Burrow, Herbert.
Jordan Love is 25.
Jordan Love now.
25. They're the same age then.
I knew that too when I asked the question.
Okay. For that same reason that Ace mentioned as far as Jair Alexander, I think he's going to be one of the only saving graces of Green Bay defense. I think they do get good pressure, but we know how good Brock Purdy is in the system, and him being able to get it off, especially with the help of CMC. So I don't think that they can, overpower 49ers defensively, excuse me, as far as like Jordan Love having a good day. I don't think that they're going to be able to really do too much against the defense. I'm going to choose San Francisco on that one.
If Jair plays, though, and you are better.
Say it again.
I said if Jair plays, though, and you are better, I'm definitely sprinkling something on that money line because it's plus 350. It's plus 350. So sprinkle something on that.
Okay, so I'll take the Niners. I'll take the minus as well. I'm more like you. I'm with you. I think the Niners take care of business. Okay, Buccaneers and Lions. The Bake Show. This line is between 6.5 and 7. -7 for the Lions. Obviously in Detroit, you have to be careful of the elements. It might be snowy, breezy over there. Anyway, Q, who you have? You going with the Bake Show again?
Come on, man. You know that's your man.
This is a real testament of my philosophies because I'm like, on one hand, Jared Goff will always be Jared Goff at some point. Now, will Jared Goff be Jared Goff right now, or will Jared Goff be Jared Goff in a conference championship game? On the other hand, Baker Mayfield going Baker Mayfield, which could be anything, right? Like he could come out here, throw for 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and have you believe it, he might walk in there and do something against the 49ers just to have the worst game of his life in the conference championship game. Or he does that in the second round. I am legitimately conflicted. I think that both of these dudes' uncertainty factor at quarterback is going to collide and create a very mid game at quarterback. And if that is the case, the Lions have more around them if this isn't about the quarterback. But also, this could be a disaster. Like, I think this game ends one of two ways. Either it ends in a game-winning field goal for either team, or it's a ass whooping for one of the other teams. There is this game was kind of close. Like either it is the best game of the weekend or it is over by the first half.
Okay. So, but do you have a prediction? Are you going with anybody? Detroit?
I'm going to go with the team in the NFC to win this one. I think the team in the NFC might win. I don't look, many, mighty, mo. The Lions.
Lions. Okay.
I'll go Lions here, but I'm not confident either way.
Okay.
Here's what I do know: they get smacked by whoever win this game. 49ers game. So, yeah, if I were a San Francisco fan, I would feel confident about my tickets to Vegas right now.
Yeah, you're booking it. Okay, Ace.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks here, man. And the reason why that Detroit Lions secondary is trash. It's complete garbage. They are a bad mismatch for them. You talk about Mike Evans, who really didn't have a great day, right? He's been having an amazing year. You talk about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, We saw what now. Obviously, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are amazing receivers, right? But they had no answer for them. And I think that that's going to be something that happens. And then the other thing is Todd Bowles. I think all the way back to when the Chiefs played them, Todd Bowles and his defense is going to be a factor in this game. They got some play from Kalijah Kancey, who I really liked. I actually liked him for the Bengals, but him playing with Vita Vea against that Detroit line, that trenches is going to be a big battle because Detroit has one of the best offensive lines in the league. But obviously they struggle, and everybody's going to struggle with Aaron Donald. But they face a similar task. He's not Aaron Donald per se, but they will be dealing with that inside pressure there. And I just feel like they have a better defense than what they kind of have seen. And I just don't trust the secondary. I mean, I haven't trusted the Lions secondary since last season. They made all of these changes this year. The secondary is still not good. So with a team that has receivers and weapons like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do, I'm going to take the Bucs in this one, especially, and they're playing in a dome too with weapons. Yeah, I'm taking the Buccaneers.
J-Rock.
Yeah, I think it's about time for Big to hang his apron up, man. I think the Lions going to get after him defensively, get into, even if they don't have, the secondary to match. I think that, he has a banged up knee, if I'm not mistaken, or a banged up leg. Something's wrong with his leg as far as Baker Mayfield, and he's not going to be as mobile as he can be to get out of the pocket, maybe extend plays.
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah. I mean, he not at least a little bit mobile.
Nah, dog, you track that.
I mean, he not no statue.
What? How could you say he's mobile? You see how immobile he is?
I mean, he not 2021 Ben Roethlisberger.
He not nothing. He run a 4.8, and that thing the decrease since he got in the league. If Baker runs on you, you get instantly pissed. He is not mobile.
No, I'm not saying that
he's saying escaping out the pocket.
I'm just saying extending the play.
One of like 7-yard scrambles on you, like you get instantly pissed. You're like, what are we doing?
You know he did because he dominated us. Baker did everything to us.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, I think the Detroit defense is going to get after him. I think Jared Goff is going to have a good day, and I think they're going to be get to what they do best, which is running the ball and controlling the clock. So I'm going to take the Lions on this.
This is what I'm thinking. I think there is a guy here, Cole Hutchinson. Can he take over this game? If not, I'm going Bucks. Simple as that. I think the Buccaneers they can create a lot of matchup problems. Ace alluded to this. The secondary for the Lions is not great. So I can definitely see the Buccaneers pulling this one off and then get drunk next week.
Which is crazy because I don't think any of us would have been like, oh yeah, like before the playoffs started, before it showed who they were playing, like yeah, they could get to the conference. Like we thought they were going to be out by the wild card, and then like the chips just fell. Sometimes the chips just fall that way.
Hey,
Thank you.
Kind of like the Bengals in 2021. But nonetheless,
still had to go to Kansas City.
Is Baker about to have a Joe Burrow-like run?
I don't think he's beating the 49ers, dog. No. I don't think he's getting there.
Yeah, I mean, according to you, might be the Packers. If they play the Packers, it will be in Tampa.
I mean, bro, I wouldn't sleep on the Packers, man. I mean, we'll see. We'll see, because it is the 49ers. Like, that's the only reason that I'm like, yeah, it's the 49ers. Because they've been to the divisional. They've been to the conference final how many years in a row? So
Kyle Shanahan usually doesn't choke this early.
He can't have, like, I don't know, until I saw that meltdown. Now, I'm not saying that the Packers defense is the Ravens, but that Brock Purdy game did happen. That was nasty. And if you can get pressure on him, everybody's always talked about like the dropped interceptions with him. And
Tampa Bay can't get pressure.
That's the only thing.
Okay, so last game. Chiefs and Bills. It's in Buffalo. My understanding, there's no forecast for snow.
If you got a bunch of money, put all of the money on the Chiefs. I can't believe the Chiefs.
The Bills are minus 2.5, so the Chiefs are getting points plus 2.5.
Give me all.
Q. Who you have?
Can we just play the tape from last year?
Pat Mahomes.
It's Pat Mahomes, man.
All right.
It's Pat Mahomes. Every year we do this. Oh my God. Is he gonna be able to do it? And, I got so much shit this year. When people were like, oh, Quincy, he just ain't been the same since Tyreek Hill. And I was like, am I stupid? Did I live through a reality last year in which nobody else did, where Pat Mahomes indeed won the Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill? Like, did that just not happen? Because we're like, oh, he don't got the wide receivers, like we said last year. And then people are like, nah, Quincy is different. You don't got Juju Smith-Schuster. As if that is an irreplaceable choice. Juju Smith-Schuster in 2023. Like, that's the difference, dog. They got Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, if you want to bring up Eric Bieniemy, that's a more interesting point. But also remember that they was beefing half the season, him and Pat, for whatever reason. So I don't know what was going on with that. The Bills have already beat the Chiefs this season. Yeah. I don't think they get two on them. Rashid Rice has really come into his own as of late. I think you're going to get one of those classic Travis Kelce games. Look, he's old. He's not capable of doing it all the time. But we know when it comes time, Travis do that thing, dog. He did it last year. Like, we know that he's going to show up eventually. We know that Pat Mahomes is going to show up. And also, here's the reason why, you always bet on Pat when he going against Josh Allen, because Josh going to give you one. That's really all it takes. So y'all can call it whatever you want. Quincy loves Pat Mahomes, all of this. I'm just telling y'all that's Pat Mahomes. Maybe I'm Pat Mahomes' Nova Stone, right? Like, maybe that's me, but it's Pat Mahomes. And I'm just glad that we all have not acted like that's not Pat Mahomes playing. Like, it was kind of getting like that before the playoffs. And people were like, you want to play the Chiefs? No. No. Absolutely not. But yeah, I think Pat's gonna put one on. And like, honestly, the Buffalo Bills have been looking like a team that's been waiting to have one of them slip up games, right? Haven't really been dominating. Didn't dominate Pittsburgh despite the fact that they started off 21-0, let Pittsburgh back into that game in the third to fourth quarter. Buffalo looked like a team that's starting to cruise for a bruising in. I think Kansas City might give it to them. Is Stephon Diggs still playing?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. As long as he's still out there, it's gonna be a game. But I'm gonna go with Pat Mahomes here. I don't even care if he on the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes.
I'm still waiting to see that fine for him drinking our Gatorade.
What happened?
I said I'm still waiting to see that fine for him drinking our Gatorade.
Oh, he drank y'all Gatorade?
Yeah.
Who, Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes?
Stephon Diggs.
Oh, Stephon Diggs. Y'all gonna charge him that little $2.50? Y'all hurting that bad down there in Pittsburgh?
We need that. We need all the money we can get because it's this
the most salty fine I will ever see in front. Hey, you beat us, but you drink our Gatorade.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on there just like they do the traffic tickets. Put you on there with a picture
with the camera,
with the Gatorade bottle right up to your mouth. Yeah.
With y'all Terry Crews and Everybody Hates Chris. That's $3.49 worth of Gatorade.
Ace, who you have, man?
We need.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs in this one, man. I mean, the fact that you can get the Chiefs plus in a divisional round game is insane. Especially with the Bills team that's beat up right now. They will be in this game possibly with a lot of players missing or players playing underneath 100%. They're banged up, man. They lost their linebacker, their starting linebacker last week. And I think right now, whenever you see those teams in the playoffs and they just keep losing people left and right, I don't know if it's the script or what, but generally that team doesn't end up making it right to the end because everybody wants to see a good game. But I think the big thing that people are sleeping on is definitely Pat Mahomes for sure. But the Chiefs defense has been good this season. I think that's one of the things that people have slept on. Like, while they've had their struggles on offense, it's been the defense that's helped them in these games.
Yes, sir.
And I just don't trust Josh Allen against that defense. I think that he's going to have, like Q said, one where he gives them one. I think that they're going to take advantage of that. And I think we saw last week they did let the Steelers back into that game. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, if that was Pat Mahomes and not Mason Rudolph, we're probably having a different conversation right now when it comes to that. So I'm definitely taking the Chiefs, and I can't believe that they are not favored in this game. I get that they're not in Kansas City, but no, there's no way I'm not taking the Chiefs in a divisional round game.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I got to go with the Chiefs. I mean, I think in this game, the only advantage Buffalo has is that they're home. But yeah, and the fact that, Casey hasn't played an away division game since Mahomes. I think that's the only reason why they're not favored. But yeah, I think it's time for Josh Allen to cool off. This is a 6th straight game that he's won. It's about time for that streak to be over. And Mahomes, the $500 million man, is going to do it. So I think Kelsey is going to have a good game. I think they'll control the run with Pacheco and get some good runs and controlling the clock. I think Josh Allen will give up 1 or 2. Hopefully, maybe it'll be an interception and a fumble. Never know.
And we haven't talked about how good this Chiefs defense is too. Like they've been really good all year.
They're good, and they get pressure.
Mm-hmm. So, they got Chris Jones too.
Yeah, I like that about them. So, yeah, I definitely think, like I said, I'm going with Kansas City, and I think it's 28-20.
Okay, I go with the Chiefs for everything you guys said. I'm not gonna extend this. Now somebody tweeted this, and now we'd like to show it to you, and then we have a couple super chats before we close. Look at these stats. What quarterback would you pick? Or what 2 quarterbacks you think they're comparing?
Is this Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson?
No. The records are bad, so it's not Josh Allen.
Okay. So this isn't Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield's record. Well, it might be Baker Mayfield. Is this career?
Would you say
is this career or like last 3 years?
Career.
That's not Baker Mayfield.
And it's 3 years. Both of them are 3 years.
A 3-year quarterback.
This is 2 quarterbacks that are in the playoffs right now.
No, they're not in the playoffs.
They're not in the playoffs.
Third-year quarterbacks.
You assume these quarterbacks are the same type of quarterback, don't you think? Like, do you see these quarterbacks being that one statistically?
Obviously, some of
the rushing yards. I need the rushing stats.
Nah, neither of them are rushers. There's not running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
One has 12 more touchdowns.
Yeah.
This got to be Mac Jones and Tua.
It is Mac Jones on the left, and on the right, Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Trevor's a little bit of a runner. Well, Trevor should run more. That's the thing. Like, that nobody's used Trevor right too.
They're saying that Bill Belichick,
even though he
wanted to trade Mac Jones last year, he was vetoed by Kraft. Okay,
he wanted to trade Mac Jones. And did you hear who he wanted?
No, who?
Davis Mills.
Davis Mills.
He's not serious. He's on that Tom Brady juice. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna keep looking for the next Tom Brady. And it's like, nah, dog. It's not. He gonna be the dude that drafts like JJ McCarthy or something like that. Like, that's gonna be him. He going.
Oh yeah, he going to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he going. Yes. He's gonna take a 6. This is drunk off that Tom juice. It worked for him once. He ain't never going back.
Yeah. Okay, right here said JOK had 9 tackles and 4 were tackles for loss. Thus, Roquan get 1 tackle for loss.
Hey, Sonny, you want to hear some fun facts?
What?
I think JOK only has in the regular season, I think 8 less tackles than Roquan, but his average depth of tackle is 2 yards, is less than 2 yards, while Roquan's is like 4.5. Yeah. Tackles for loss, Roquan don't got nothing on JOK. Now again, JOK is a bit more of a playmaker than Roquan, but
they play different positions. Because
JOK been playing Mike. JOK been playing Mike this year.
Yeah, no, but what I was gonna say is basically what they do with PQ and Roquan, because PQ gets
they let PQ make the plays, and they let Roquan,
because PQ gets very undisciplined on the open field. They let PQ go roll around the line of scrimmage.
No, this is funny how like JOK and PQ are basically the same player.
They are. Well, yeah, they are, because JOK sometimes gets undisciplined too.
Yeah. Oh, they both do. Brevin Jordan. Go look at that touchdown.
Yeah, no, I know. Hey, anyway.
Yeah. Shout out to the best player on that Ravens defense and why I think they're going to ultimately beat the Texans, because they got Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton is special. To us, 3 teams out. Who do you want Super Bowl matchup? I say Texans and Green Bay.
Ugh.
Let the kids go.
That's gross, dog. Give me Chiefs 49ers again. Did that ever happen? Chiefs 49ers? Yeah, give me Chiefs 49ers. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we go with that. Or give me something just straight up exotic. Like, Lions, Texans.
Texans.
Yeah, like,
I was gonna say
you know what I don't want to see?
You don't want to see the Packers.
I don't want to see Ravens Buccaneers because I win nothing in that matchup. Okay, like,
Dude, Baker makes it to the Super Bowl. You will not hear.
and then you get that extra 2 weeks where people go, he was giving up. It's like we're the only team that got rid of him, dog. Like
That Super Bowl week gonna be crazy.
Yeah. And they went for Deshaun Watson. Oh, dog. No, I ain't trying to hear this.
Ray Rack here says Baker and Joe Flacco had the same 40 time.
And I'm pretty sure Joe Flacco's a bit more nimble at this point.
Okay. That being said, guys, that's gonna be it for us. We'll be back next week recapping this game. Make sure you sub, hit the bell. Also put the comments, your game predictions down in the comment below, and we'll see y'all.
Hey, Roquan about to ball out this weekend, though. He about to get a